Ready for another round? It's Brewsday Tuesday. Here's DreZ and Big Nate.
I'm actually not ready for another round because I think you still have the bottle opener.
I stole the bottle opener.
Give it. It is Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Southern Restaurant and Six Pack Store in downtown Blacksburg. And that sound confirms it. We are enjoying our bourbon barrel aged. Was it? So this one you said it didn't.
That was a porter.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I said bourbon.
Actually,
I didn't say stout.
All that time we
Aged
didn't even
in.
look.
Okay, so they all do say aged in. I did confirm that.
Well, this one says barrel aged, which I'm assuming will allow. That means basically the same thing.
Yeah, you would assume so. It must be. Yeah, it must be. It says aged. I think
That's
the key word.
That's where I would make that distinction. Bourbon barrel aged. You age it the way you usually do it, but you throw the staves in there.
Bourbon barrel. Oh, versus aged in, which is what this one's had in italicized.
So that's where my concern comes in.
Oh, okay. You might be right. You might be onto something. In which case, then maybe even the Brooklyns. No, this one says aged in. Okay.
Yeah, so I think the in may be the distinction. I have no idea.
I think you're onto
speculating.
Something. Both of these. Okay, so I just popped Jack's Abbey craft lagers. They have bourbon barrel aged salted caramel. It's called Framming Hammer, and this is the 2021. I guess I could read the description. Let's do it.
You can read it twice.
I can try. It is on here. So they did double down the labels. Maybe somebody had a couple of these bourbon barrel aged because they must have accidentally slapped on two labels somehow. So it says, Framming Hammer is a unique creation that pays homage to our hometown of Framingham, Massachusetts. This is a hard-working city that can handle some heavy lifting beer and appreciates good craftsmanship. The Framming Hammer base is perfectly suited for creating decadent barrel-aged versions every year. Each batch spends a lengthy conditioning period in various casks to create a smooth, chocolatey texture that complements some creative additives. This variety is aged in bourbon barrels with natural flavors. So it does clarify.
So they are in.
This one is aged in barrel. So let's see what yours got going on with it.
Nothing. Just lots of pretty drawings. And your government warning. Speaking of, they did do a great job with this label. Biggie S'mores Imperial Stout with chocolate malt and graham cracker flavor. It's their bourbon barrel aged Imperial Stout from Three Notch'd, who went ahead and made a special logo just for this. I love when you can do things like that with a logo. Of course, S'mores always reminds me of the Sandlot.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Okay. Before I pour this, does your mallow need to be burned or just caramelized?
I do not burn it. You talking about like people that wait for the flames to catch it?
Yeah,
I feel like we've had this discussion before because you do that, don't you?
I do.
You're one of those. No, you do the slow, low mallow roast above the flames till it's right, and then it's ready. I don't throw it in the flames and roast the side. Although maybe I've done it that way for so long. Maybe I need to give it a shot, but I feel like it won't melt it enough to my liking. I like it to be nice and gooey. Because you want it to be hot to melt the chocolate.
I think we've actually made s'mores on Brewsday Tuesday.
Did we?
I believe we did. I remember using a microwave to do it.
No. Was that that must have been with Huck?
That might have been a Huck move.
That was definitely a Huck
yes,
move.
I absolutely get it in the fire, let it catch flame once it's black.
I do not do s'mores in the microwave.
Nor should anyone ever.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely not ideal.
Toaster oven's a different story.
So yeah. Well, yeah. Air fryer. That might be the move.
Oh, haven't tried that.
Yeah, they're not giving you a lot of information, but they do say bourbon barrel aged Biggie S'mores Imperial Stout.
So that might be the one you're
I'm gonna have to do some research after we get off the air and find out for sure. But that's where I think the distinction is throwing that in there.
So the reason we separated them like these was because mine's the salted caramel. You got the s'mores. So we thought this was dessert. I didn't even think about the fact that there's 2 Three Notches here. Oh no, this is Aleworks. Oh,
It's Aleworks.
have I been
Similar
drinking?
logo
Have I been drinking? Maybe that's what
Similar
threw me
logo.
off. Yeah.
because they've
I've,
both got that circle going on with the. I think Aleworks has a. It's hammers, correct?
No, it's like a.
No, it's okay.
It's a.
Yeah. But Three Notch, not that different.
I've just been drinking, is what it is. I didn't eat much, and I've been coming in for this big Brewsday Tuesday.
You
Here we
separated. You had not drank yet,
Mm.
so it's just they look that similar,
are. Also,
and they're both Virginia breweries.
I also, so all right. I was on vacation in Scotland for a couple weeks, and you know what you do in Scotland?
You drink.
You drink. I was drinking a lot. So when I got back and I got on the scale, it was the holidays too. I'm over there with the in-laws. Good old Nancy's feeding me anything. You know, we had the biggest. Are you familiar with and do you understand how epic? I can't even think of what it is because I've been drinking too much. No,
It's delicious.
what's it called where you wrap a steak, a prime rib with like bacon stuff, and then you put it in a no. Oh my gosh. I've been drinking.
Okay, hold on. It's Gordon Ramsay's signature dish.
Maybe.
Oh my God, you gave me a stroke now.
It's because we've been drinking these big beers, man.
No, it's one of my favorites.
No, it's what I always say.
It's got the bread on the outside.
It's not
the
bread.
pastry?
It's pastry. Yeah, it's pastry.
Is you've got the mushrooms and the Dijon.
Mhm. 540-731
Someone tell us.
1053. We are blanking on it. No, it's the thing I always say. Like whenever BB asks me what I want for dinner, I always say, "Oh, I'll have beef Wellington." Beef Wellington.
And it is Gordon Ramsay's signature dish.
Kirsty's mom, Nancy, made the biggest beef Wellington probably of all time. Like this thing was like a loaf this big. I'm not even exaggerating. I mean, it was like a yard long. It was fantastic. Either way, long story short, I ate and drank a lot. So coming back and getting on the scales and long story short, blah, blah, blah. I got to lose some weight. So I haven't been drinking anything. This is the first I've drank since I've been back in the States. And, well, you know, I know I've only been back a couple days, but to me, that says a lot.
So I want to talk about the beef Wellington, and I want to talk about it quite a great deal.
Beef Wellington is amazing. It's my favorite. It's my favorite now. It's
Had you had it before now?
When she came to visit one time, she made it, and that's when I fell in love. And ever since she left, I just constantly would bring it up. I'm like, oh, what do you want for dinner? I'm like, beef Wellington, beef Wellington. So Kirsty's made it a couple times, as you would imagine. You know, love you, but not quite as good as Nancy's. She's only made it twice. You know, that experience. So basically, what I've realized is, you know, she needs to make it more often to really get it down.
You really got to hone it.
So for those that don't know, beef Wellington is prime rib wrapped in what's that like bacon prosciutto, yes. And you make a type of mushroom like sauce. And you put it in with that, and then you wrap it. You gotta. I don't know. I've never made it.
There's mushrooms. There's mustard.
No mustard.
Oh no,
I don't think you do
Dijon's every
mustard.
recipe I've ever seen.
No, I don't think so. I could be wrong. I've never made it, but
It
I'm not a big
tenderizes the
mustard
meat.
guy. I'm not a mustard guy. I don't think that's. We can ask next week to confirm.
We're gonna have to find out.
You cook it. You cook the steak and stuff a little bit, and then you put it in the fridge and cool it, and then you take it out, and then you wrap it in pastry. Oh, beef Wellington is amazing. It's good.
Truly is. I've not found a restaurant around here that serves it.
Well, no,
But I also have a hard time getting a hold of prime rib.
no, not prime rib.
Yeah.
Filet.
Well, yeah. What I'm saying is I've had a hard time, like the local grocery stores just don't
So,
have
you know what
a
we need?
cut.
What we need is we need a damn butcher. We don't have a butcher anywhere in the area. Not at all.
We have plenty of bitchers.
No, we don't need. Well, there's plenty of bitchers, but we need a butcher. There's no
We
doubt about
really
that.
do, because it's hard to get what you
You
need.
can't get a good cut of meat around here.
Nope.
You're at the mercy of the big boys, which is no good. No good.
That took a weird side turn.
It took a
We're
weird
supposed to be
turn.
talking about beer, but beef Wellington.
No,
man.
but I want to talk about something else right now because this is also important. Whew. All right, you ready for this? This is something that we didn't get
I'm
to
ready.
on the New Year's Eve countdown, the Bears Top 22 of 2022. I asked everybody's New Year's resolution, but nobody asked me what my New Year's resolution is. And you know what? You know what one of my many New Year's resolutions is?
What?
I plan to set a world record
Okay.
this year. What do you think it'll be in?
I mean, like, have you already determined what you want to set?
No, that's why I asked you what do you
Okay.
think it'll be in? Because I need ideas.
So
I want to set a world record this year.
attainability, like I've not thrown a lot of things at you. Like, are you good at catching?
Probably. Like what?
Like-
What do you got in mind? You think I can catch? Is that a
Guinness
popular
World
one?
Records are very ridiculous. So like
Yeah.
most ping pong balls caught in an hour would be a record probably. I don't know what it is now, but we could probably set it if you can just whip your hand up and like if I'm throwing well,
Just get in
you're
a
doing
rhythm.
okay.
You just got to get in a rhythm.
Yeah. So what would you say would be your
Forte.
or we could go real crazy. How long are you willing to talk on air?
I've thought about that and I've looked into it. So if you're talking about talk, like a talk show, that one is, I think it was almost 24 hours straight, which that's not the format I'm used to. And I'm not about to subject our
Well,
listeners to that.
That's intriguing because that was the record back when the Dick Van Dyke Show was on air. Like that was the plot of an entire episode was Dick Van Dyke did a show from J.C. Penney for 26 hours. Of course, he didn't really do it.
Yeah. So that's not
Didn't beat
real.
the
That's
record.
not the real world.
But 24 hours.
And as far as being on the air straight, apparently a guy in Spain back in April of 2020. So this was like all pandemic kind of, being in the know and whatever. He was on the air and stayed going with it for almost 9 days, which I don't think I'm down to. Granted, I'm like, okay, well, maybe there's a loophole with a rock station, long as on a rock. But there's a lot of like, I'm sure we could do. I did look into, we set a record for the most callers calling in to say booyah in 1 minute, and we could do something like that. Most callers say go Hokies in 1 minute. I bet I could set a record with that in 5 or something. I want it to be
Uniquely
noteworthy.
yours.
So I want it to
and
be
noteworthy and hard to attain. All right.
so. I don't know. This might not be something that we're going to come up with right here on the spot.
It's
but
something that could
something that
potentially
we need to think
interrupt your
about.
personal life, though.
Yeah, true.
So that is something to consider. I think you could do it. I think you're the most.
Oh, I can
driven-
definitely set a world. I will. I'll tell. Mark my words here.
Before
ladies
the
and
end of
gentlemen,
the
you heard it
year.
first. I will set a world record by the end of the year. This is going to happen.
You're by far the most.
And at this point, now that I've mentioned it and talked, I probably need to do it on the air. At this point, we probably should. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to happen.
I will figure out what you can do.
I would appreciate that.
I'll do the legwork. You do the physical portion of it.
Yeah.
No, I
It
think
doesn't seem like I feel like it just wouldn't be that hard because there is a lot of stuff that's, maybe just hadn't been done before or just hadn't been thought of. That's why I say I want to set a world record, not necessarily break. Break would be better.
And are you using the Guinness record book?
Yeah, I mean, no, I
As
want it
your
to be
metric?
official. So we need to
right,
figure it out. I need
so-
to make sure I can do it, and then I want to contact them, get it all legit. I want it on the books.
So we have to
World
get a
record.
copy of the newest world record book, which I think just came out or is about to come out.
Well, but not every world record is in there, is it?
No,
I haven't looked at a Guinness Book of World
it-
Records since I was
it's
like
a
in
good
middle school.
jumping point.
Yeah, to come up with some ideas, see what could be
Like
doable.
we can rule out archery. You're not going to be.
No, yeah, I'm not doing stuff like that.
You've not been doing it all your
Nothing
life.
of specific talent is really needed. The only thing I'm actually kind of good at is word searches, Tetris, can crushing, and that's about it. Eating Slim Jims.
The Tetris world record's crazy.
Yeah, I won't be able to beat any of them, I don't think.
No.
Maybe it would probably take a lot of practice that I don't have enough time to dedicate to.
We'll make some arrangements. That could
Yeah.
be your full-time job.
Think on it. Think on it. And listeners, by the way, think on it. World record attempts you would like to hear /see. I'm sure we'll get some video going.
Keep
Like
it
we,
safe, please.
yeah, I don't want.
We don't want DreZ jumping over 50 tour buses in the parking lot.
No, I'm not about to do anything like that. But if you got any ideas of any attempts you think I could maybe do, feel free. DreZ, DREZ at 1053thebear.com. And yeah, I'm this year I'm gonna set a world record. I just don't know what it is yet. But it's gonna happen.
I finally established a New Year's resolution. Mine is to help DreZ
That's a great New Year's resolution. I like it.
set a world record.
I like it. You know what else I like?
That beer.
Jack's Abbey Craft Salted Caramel, the Flaming Hammer, 2021, which by the way, and you said this one was 2021?
Yep.
We discovered
That was a good year for beer.
it was. I did a little bit more research. The Black Ops was from 2021. The S'mores, though, that was this year's. I'm pretty confident of that because it came in and I remember. So you can confirm that. You can look at it. But what I was getting at is how delicious the Flaming Hammer. Salted caramel. I love the sweet and salty. It's delicious. And it comes through on this beer. You add in the bourbon, you add in all of it. And the fact that I've been drinking 2 big beers even before this one, and you know it's going to be a 5, no diggity, delicious. Jack Abbey's, go and get you some.
Okay. So he's DreZ Drinks on Untapped. I'm Big Nate Danger, and well, Biggie S'mores Imperial Stout did not disappoint.
Solid as always, isn't it? Every year.
Granted, Aleworks Cellar Select, the BBP, taking the show for me today. 4.75 for Biggie S'mores. It
No.
tastes like a s'more. It's delicious. It's solid. It's second best.
Well, that's because you haven't tried this.
I
one
haven't
yet.
had the Framming Hammer, but so far, second best. Delicious, smooth, drinkable, perfect dessert beer. Dessert's not my thing, so it's not necessarily gonna come out gangbusters, but I would highly recommend it.
I would recommend it as well and suggest you go to the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack store sooner than later because they were all there at some point in time. I don't know if they're still there or not, but get on down there. Tell Mikey we sent you and you wanted some of the barrel aged beers that we drank on today's show. Next week, it's going to be Scotch. We're scotching it up, man. We're going to school you on some Scotch and talk about the big trip to Scotland. And we can find out what that champagne is that we drink.
I wish I could time travel.
You and me both, good sir. That's a wrap on Brewsday Tuesday. We'll take a quick break and we'll get back with the tunes right here on 105.3 The Bear. I suggest you stick around.